Good morning to everybody. I'm very excited to be here, and I would like really to thank Diane and Claire and all the people in the organization that give me this opportunity to tell you the story of our eco-museum in Palermo. And I'm surprised by the project of the L'Atelier de l'Observatoire because we have many things in common, as you can see now. And let's start with the video, if it's possible.
La sera del 16 settembre 1970 lo scirocco correva a 65 all'ora e il mercurio aveva sfiorato i 30, sporca, malata e sofferente, disseccata dal vento caldo, coperta di polvere, aspetta ristoro al calare della sera. È bella, mentre l'ora legale tiene sospesa la sera, ha il mare rosa e le montagne celesti, o il mare celeste e le montagne rosa, poi tutto sfuma in un viola malva e resta solo il neon. È brutta, volta le spalle al mare e si protende verso i giardini di limoni, l'inghiotte e avanza con casermoni pullulanti, con strade senza fondo, senza alberi, senza fognature.
Okay, it's not finished, but maybe yes. Okay. As you maybe have understood, the city is Palermo. And first of all, we have to talk about the place, because I think that it's impossible to know something about an eco-museum without sharing some information about the place and the communities. And the video that you have seen is the last one in our multimedia exhibition in the Sea Living Memories Eco-Museum. And I've chosen it, sorry if it doesn't finish, because I really like as the text that described the city in the 70s serves as a counterpoint for the visual. And of course, many things have changed since this description in the 70s, but still today, many things are quite the same. Oh, sorry. Is this one to change the? No, it's the. Okay, the green one. Thank you. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay. I think that still today the charm of my city is due to this inextricable mix of beauty and misery and sweetness and violence. Our eco-museum is located here in a district called Sant'Erasmo, that is one of the eldest of the city. And it's a part of our city that changed a lot in the last years. Until the 60s, there were fishing and sea-related activities, but also agriculture, and so villas, farms, and gardens. And many people used to go there to the several lidos that were along the coast to have fun during the night and during the day. Then started the so-called Palermo Splendor. It was the destruction caused by mafia, corrupt politicians, and corrupt businessmen that destroying the landscape and creating a huge condos and illegal dumpings, transforming completely the city. And so today, our district, Sant'Erasmo, is a district very near to the center, but marginalized, and it's both a boundary and a barrier. The museum is located there, in this landscape that today claim recognition, where people today live, have memories and current needs that were neglected for many years. And it's a district where the cultural landscape tells a lot about the recent history of the city, and where you can find maybe fragments of unusual beauty. And this is our site. other memories. This is the museum inside. Okay, what is about this museum? It's a collective museum about the relationship in Palermo between people, sea, and the neighborhoods. And so it's a museum about urban and social development told by the inhabitants. In wider terms, we consider that a museum is a place where humanity's tangible and intangible heritage should be explored by everybody. And so we started from an idea of cultural identity and intangible heritage that doesn't correspond to something static to be preserved, but it's a process. So it's something concerning the evolution of our communities, culture, and the natural and urban spaces. Here, memories play an important role because they can be used to develop active engagement, and this is why we are working on their recollection and expression. We are interested in community visions of the history and of the future through personal and collective stories, ideas, artworks, and different kinds of documents that we have collected from the people. We face the politic of remembering and push towards a critical understanding of the relationship between past, present, and future. We want to explore what it means to remember and how memories can play a role in social changes and in creating new points of view and opportunities for the people. Okay, and now how we collected our intangible heritage. That was maybe the main topic of the talk. Our adventure started 5 years ago when we wanted a grant from from a call for a urban regeneration project made by a private foundation, and we developed this museum together with the people collecting true stories. Simply, or quite simply, we went to the people saying, hello, we want to create a museum made by all the sea memories of the people. And we really want them to be the key players in the constructions of the museum. And so to collect the stories, we used a community mapping methodology that we experimented for the first time as a combination of active research in the district and community engagement action. Using different tools from participatory design, such as interviews or planning for real, and mapping, of course from art, using photos, videos, audio recording, and from audience engagement, organizing community-based local events or shared lunch, walking tour, and things like that. The first part of this job was urban exploration. At the beginning, we divided into 6 sections the coastline. There are 26 kilometers, all the coast of the city, and spending at least 2 months in each district. We were a basic group of 5 people, together with the friends and visitors that added, and people with different backgrounds. There were architects, sociologists, artists, storytellers, all united by a true civic engagement, listening skills, that is very important, and creativity. And first of all, we were walking. Because as Desserteau said in this book that is very interesting, Practice of Everyday Life, walking in the city can operate a resistance to official construction of the city. Walkers find new ways through, attach place to memory, turn space into place. And this was exactly as was for us. In our urban exploration, we walk around the neighborhoods, talking a lot with the people, taking notes, making drawings and taking pictures. And in this month, we recorded 100 life histories of people people who lived or worked in the sea neighborhood of the city. And in addition to these interviews and conversation, we asked the permission to borrow and copy photos and videos from private collection. At the same time, we were producing our own visions, so taking picture of the present people and places, and noting our impression, working with urban sketchers to draw the landscape, and to storytellers to encourage collecting narratives. Our attitude was to listen, to empathize with the people, and to build trust. And sometimes there was also a gatekeeper, for example. Oh, no, before. Okay, a gatekeeper that is a local guy that lived in the district and helped us to collect information about the places and to know other people. A suggestion that is here. It is important to have a direction when you do this kind of research, if you want to do something similar in your city. But it's also important to create opportunities for the moments of serendipity, and to not lose in the labyrinth of inputs you will, of course, receive from the people. It is important to have a research form. For example, we decided before who we were looking for. And we were looking for people with memories, particular memories, such as inhabitants or migrants or elders. People with the connection to the sea topic, of course, because of their job or family job, or simply because they live near to the sea and see the transformation of the city. Local active citizens, and people passionate in general about local storytelling. And we also have a list of questions that we would ask to the people about their memories, of course, but also stories about the places, urban regeneration or social conflict histories, anecdotes, and things like that. During this first exploration, we found also what we called the special witnesses, like them, and with them we had longer interviews, usually at their home. These people were named by the locals during the exploration, as they were considered from the community as important memory keepers. The second part of the job, after the urban exploration, was a community and mapping event. At the end of the exploration in each of the 6 districts, we organized a community mapping event in a place that was in some way significant for the local community, such as a square, so also outside, or a pizzeria, a church, it depends. We printed a very big map of the district, and with the help of post-it and drawings and a little object, we talked to the people, and we asked the people to tell personal stories connected to the places in the map. And moreover, like in Casablanca, during that period, we organized different workshops about photography or tailoring or storytelling. And I agree that the workshops are very important, because for us, the aim of these workshops was to create for the participant the opportunity to stay together and to investigate cultural aspect of the city, to learn a practice and to know other people. While for us, it was very important because the workshops were useful to collect the information, to begin to build the museum community, and to elaborate different storytelling that we used after in the museum. The first part of the job was editing and the post-production. We worked together, so in group again, and to share and list all the materials we have collected. We have a list of people's interviews, significant places for the inhabitants, significant local stories and testimonies, family document, archives, a lot of things. And for each, we have different media products. The first output of the editing was a geoblog that is a multi-user interactive map where you can watch the video and the photos or read the text in the interviews, and where still today people can add the new contents, uploading different media products, so everybody can contribute to our archive. The second output was the exhibition itinerary that is inside the museum. The itinerary is a digital storytelling, so we decide to use only stories, not objects, made by interactive exhibit, so people must touch buttons, monitors, or objects, and must move around in the space to enjoy the stories. We chose low-tech exhibit, so no completely wow effect, but touchscreen monitors, headphones, printed photos, in order to create an intimate attitude towards the stories that we share. And these are part of the museum. Last but not least, why we have do this, and so which is our mission. For Wikipedia, an eco-museum is a different sort of museum that tries to foster a sense of place, local participation, and the welfare and development of local communities. And we think that these three, sense of place, active participation, and development, are also the asset of intangible cultural heritage considered as a process. And our favorite definition of eco-museum is the Hugues de Varenne one, that say that an eco-museum is an agreement between people that decided to heal their territory. And we love so much this mission to be place healer, because we think that a museum should be a living institution that take care, first of all, of the people. And in our experience, healing supports the faith in the process of becoming, and lets people to be protagonists of the social change. What we fight today in our museum, as a museum, is the name of what we can call spatial justice for territory and communities that needed to renew their identity that is embedded in the sense of place. And so today the museum is a place for many stories that have most often been silenced. Is a place for education, for creativity, for networking. Is a space that tries to create opportunities in a place filled with a very long trail of broken dreams. We collaborate with local and international young people, artists, activists, using a mix of stories of tradition and memories and new input to promote different activities engaging children, elderly people. We have now a new project involving migrants and different local groups. In this way, what we try to do is to foster new social meaning, new symbolic social meaning, and establish a new network to change the society where we live and try to live better together. And it was and it is a collective job. This is an important thing. It's really a collective job. And this is why I would like to end this story with some words and the faces of the people that donated their memories and still today support our work and reach the storytelling and help us in what we call human regeneration. Because as Rivière said, the museum is a mirror the local population can use to discover its own image. And so I would like to finish with a last video. Thank you. Thank you.
Il tempo è inclemente e mi sono reso conto che, anche parlando con vecchi pescatori, la loro memoria della vela latina era ormai abbastanza offuscata.
Molti turisti che venivano sbarcando nel porto chiedevano dov'è la passeggiata a mare a Palermo, e io mi vergognavo di dire al Foro Italico.
Hanno rovinato tutto. Per questo qua abbiamo fatto sciopero noi. Io ho fatto occupare un municipio, chi era sindacalista del sapere, e 7 giorni nel municipio dormivamo là. Finalmente così i camionisti poi non l'hanno fatto venire più, perché c'è stata una specie di guerra.
Non c'è più il mare, non c'è, quasi io uscivo certe volte la sera, uscivo con mia madre, dice, ma stasera che mangiamo? Ma che so, dice, vedete andare a prendere un polpo. Come se io fosse il polpo nel frigorifero, congelato, e che io andassi là, lo trovassi là, facciamo un po'. Io sapevo più o meno i posti, si sapevano le tane preferite dai vari polpi. E andavo là, pigliavo, sapevo che cosa e pigliavo un polpo, vero, vivo.
Cioè, mi ricordo quel ragazzo che mi piaceva moltissimo, il primo ragazzo per il quale ho provato un grande interesse. Ci siamo toccati con le mani per la prima volta sott'acqua, per non farci vedere dai reciproci genitori. Quindi io ho imparato ad andare sott'acqua per poter stringere le mani di questo ragazzo.